Mr. Parag. This is the second time I meet you in Chennai. Ask a few simple questions. How did you get to know Paidalajin self-healing?
See, it happened in month of September 2012 when I received an email from a friend of mine giving the website www.paidalajin.com, and out of curiosity I went through that website and saw certain easy, simple postures in Lajin. So I said, let me try. If it is simple, why not try? The theory was already explained, but I was not satisfied with that initial theory. So I wanted to know more details. So I purchased the book from Amazon, the e-book, and studied that. Then I realized, yes, this is something that I need to practice to see how it works. Because meridian system, I knew what it is. But here, the crux of the activity was not like acupressure, acupuncture, where as per the diagnostics, only one or two meridians are activated with few pins, or acupressure is given at few points, acupoints. But here, all 12 meridians are being simultaneously activated. That's a truly heavy dose of the healing process. That is how it interested me more, and I could sense there is something different and more effectiveness than the other Chinese therapies. So that interested me more and more. The most important part was that, as per the book, I was supposed to have the Lajin bench, which I did not. So I moved my bed from the wall, kept little distance between the wall and the bed, and I used to do the Lajin in that slot, so I could stretch my leg up and one leg down with little bit of angle like this. This is how I began with. And with just that, I could feel that the whole body is warming up in no time, without any action, just in that posture. The main result was that I started losing weight, because I had no means to check whether I am losing weight, but my fitting clothes were becoming loose. So that's how I know I am losing my weight. But then I properly checked that I was literally losing weight, and also I am losing my good clothes. Because I had to depend on my old clothes again of the smaller size. This is how it began in the month of September 2012.
But why were you interested in this from the very beginning?
The first and foremost, the importance was that I was having a problem in my vision, right eye vision, and I am a very voracious reader of various subjects in depth, and that is really putting me in the back seat, because whatever I really wanted to read, I could not read properly. That was one of the reasons why I said I will try this, because before seeing that Paidalajin website and buying that book from Amazon, I had returned from Hong Kong in January 2001 with the hope that maybe in India my eye problem could be resolved. But for 12 years, nothing happened.
So what specifically happened to your eyes?
The specific diagnostic record was stating that my optic nerve going to the right eye retina is blocked partially. That is preventing the blood supply to the retina. And having not sufficient supply of blood to the retina had diminished my vision, and the perimetry also was diminished. In between, I was getting blank spots while seeing something. So that was actually causing me a lot of problem in reading anything. I had to keep on turning my head to see whether the word is correctly spelled, and how that thing is there. So that was putting me in a very too much of stress. Because reading is my very favorite hobby, and I read only the uh, you can say academic books. I don't read novels. I just read good subjects, whatever technology subjects or science and philosophy and things like that. So all those things were going in my mind, that how do I proceed without the proper eye vision. During this 12 years of period, allopathic, Ayurvedic, homeopathy, acupressure, acupuncture, all kinds of treatments I tried. There was absolutely no such development in my vision. And at the same time, in the year 2005 2006, because of the downturn in the economy, I had to close down my business in Bombay, and with lots of financial losses. So that had also put too much stress on me, and that is the reason why I had started putting on too much weight. So everything was sort of coming to a standstill and slowed down to such an extent that I did not know how to come out of that. That tricky situation was putting me in a very difficult position, because nothing was working. Medically, nothing was working, and business wise, also, nothing was working. So, that is why this particular activity, Paidalagin, when I started off from September onward, the first thing that the result which I observed was losing weight. Not only losing weight, but the skin had not slackened. That is something astonishing. Normally, people who go for weight loss programs, they find that their skin gets slackened because of the fat being reduced. Whereas my skin started glowing, and there was no such sign of any wrinkles also on my face. So that is how my family, my wife and daughter says, Parag, this is different. This is not same like weight loss program. This is definitely something different, where your face is becoming brighter and your eyes are opening up more. That is the only first indication that was showing with this exercise. So I decided that I should study this more in detail, and why diagnostics monitoring had failed to pinpoint the exact problem for my optic nerve. So, along with the Paidalagin book, I started reading the medical manual to understand what exactly is optic nerve and where does it get connected to the brain and the eye. So I found out this was all my self study, just to understand why this is happening to me and why doctors are unable to find out and give a proper solution to this. So I found out that there are certain 14 or odd cranial nerves underside of the brain, out of which cranial nerve number 2 is directly linked to the optic nerve. In fact, that is, you can say, is the optic nerve. And if I can reach that cranial nerve number 2, it is something that will definitely give a good result. So, while reading more details on acupressure, the meridian system, I found out that among the Lajin's postures, the base posture that acts onto the weight loss as well as which acts on the cranial nerves, which is underside of the brain and behind the eyes, is the outstretching posture. That is where you are stretching your rain meridian, and that rain meridian enters under the brain and reaches to the cranial nerve. So that particular posture, when I started doing, my eyesight started suddenly developing better result. What I observed that while looking at any distant object, earlier I was wearing glasses, which are Verilex glasses. So, despite of wearing the glasses, I started seeing hazy the distant object. I said, what is wrong? It means my eyesight is becoming bad. But then I pulled my glasses like this, like this, like this. Oh, now I can see better. Then I took out my glasses. Oh, much better. This was a simple observation which I made. That same glasses which I was wearing, that with that I was seeing everything hazy. I said, that means if I am doing something wrong in that Lajin posture. Is first my reaction was that something I am doing wrong. But then while I just moved my eyeglasses here and there, and then I saw that in fact I can see better without the glasses. So I didn't wait for that. And then when I realized that, I told my wife that this has really worked on my eyes, because now I don't have to keep looking for the proper spelling while reading. I'm just immediately seeing the word fully with full print. So that means I must see the doctor and get the things checked. So there is one eye research center in Mumbai, in Parel. So we went there because they have the most modern machineries, equipments, and lots of staff who does varieties of tests on the eyes, including the drug addiction reaction and DAR, then glaucoma test, perimetry, all those tests. So I went through all those tests, and doctor said your eyes are fine. What is the problem? He said maybe because of your age you may get some cataract and things like that. I said I am not worried about cataract. You tell me how is my vision? He said your vision is fine. So they said then you have to change your glasses. Now the distant number is 0 for you. I said okay, good. So
It's a happy surprise.
everyone surprised. Then doctors asked me, what treatment are you taking? I said, no, I'm not taking any treatment. I'm just healing myself. Oh, you're healing? So I said, see, earlier I had a problem. My optic nerve was blocked, and lots of neurological tests have revealed that optic nerve is blocked. So, but I don't know why it happened. So I asked them, do you know the reason why it could have happened? They said, no, unless you have accident or tumor or blood clot, or your optic nerve which is passing under the pituitary gland is swollen, this, that, all. I said, is it possible that maybe some free radicals have lodged in my brain? He says, why do you ask this? I said, see, first of all, I belong to a shipping activity, marine engineering. So naturally I am exposed to certain air pollutions which are emitted from the nitrous gases and all that from the engine, which are heavily into the air. Yeah, that is possible. I said, that is why I am asking you, is it possible that some free radicals are in my brain? He said, possible, but we don't treat on that. I said, no, you don't have to treat, I know how to treat. So, so with that idea, reading another book on longevity, that gerontology subject, I decided that even if my brain has got any kind of obstruction going and causing the compression of my optic nerve, I too need to do PIDA on the head. And
So prior to that, you never did any PIDA on head?
No,
yet?
I wanted to test each and every activity with a experimental attitude that if I do this activity, what happens? If I do this activity, what happens? So that I can combine the activities, knowing that which activity would can be combined in a right perspective with the correct result. So I was doing only that Lajin standard posture without any bench. Then later on I made my own bench also, wooden bench. So I was doing on that wooden bench. That and Paida on the head. Eyes, I was not sure at that time whether I should do or not. But I was doing Paida on the head, standard Lajin posture, that is reclining posture, and outstretching, most of it. These three activities kept on improving my eyesight, my skin became, glowing, like brightness was there. Then I said, like, let me try adding to the other postures. So I added to that Y posture, L posture, things like that, and the posture on the this thing. But these were not directly related for my eye problem. The only posture that was directly related to my eye problem was the standard reclining posture and the outstretching posture. That outstretching posture was absolutely on the dot. There exactly it was reaching, the energy was reaching. I could feel the energy flowing, going inside under the brain, and it is really activating my nerve. That has made a tremendous change in no time. In just 3 months period, I realized that yes,
What do you mean by the outreaching posture?
outreaching eye is my name for
Okay.
that posture, where you lie down with your head at the back
Ah, okay.
and the hands behind, that way, this way. Huh?
So your head would be lower.
Lowered.
Okay.
Huh?
Awesome.
And then the energy flow, you can feel it goes through, and that is also going through your thyroids. The thyroid as well as my cranial nerves both are getting
You
benefited
can
with just
feel the
that.
energy flowing,
Yeah.
flowing that way.
Yes, and I could sense that flowing, because every time when I put myself on the Lajin, I observe what is the energy flow, how it is happening, and go into that state where from the numbness, once the numbness has felt, then go to the next stage of experiencing. I literally feel some fluid is flowing through, my body. It sometimes it is very sharp hot fluid, flowing like that, and that is a real indication that I get that yang energy is now flowing, or yin energy is flowing, that kind of a, and that is ecstasy, I'm telling you. That state of experiencing is total ecstasy. And means it's like a spiritual experience, that you are entering into a trance, like, enjoying the whole thing. Till then, maybe there is some obstructions are there, pain is there, then you hold on to that pain. When that pain is diminishing, I even that same posture, I would stretch myself without making much movement, just a minor movement to increase the stretch. And that is how I kept on experimenting myself, realizing that this is something which is not explained anywhere, and nobody will teach you what this is. And you have brought this tremendously beneficial therapy for the entire world. I'm really thankful to you, and this has brought me such a confidence, because I was losing my confidence in myself because I could not read my books which I wanted to read, and this has changed the whole thing totally when I feel. So that is the time when I asked you for a permission to translate the book in Marathi. But people, they say that when we can access the website in English, why should we go for a Marathi or Hindi, version of the book? Then the things totally changed for me, because some people came to know about this, especially because I introduced this activity, the Lajin and the Paida, to my father-in-law and mother-in-law. Of course, my family was also familiar with this, but father-in-law and mother-in-law. Mother-in-law is 84, 85. Father-in-law 88. Both of them well keeping themselves fit and fine, but age has worked on them. The mother-in-law is having diabetes for last 30, 35 years. So I told her that this is good for you. You should try. So they said we don't have a bench and things like that. So I explained them how this L and Y posture could be done lying down on the floor. Instead of any bench, just put one mat against the wall and put your legs above the on the wall and stretch. L and Y, whatever position you go, hold on to that. Don't go to the extreme because at this age maybe some muscle tear and things like that may happen. So just hold on. They started feeling the benefit of that in no time. Then my father-in-law said that what about the paida? We don't have anything. So they had some acupressure slippers, nylon slippers, and so they removed the strap of the slipper, the for wearing in the feet, and I cut it for them to hold it properly, and with that they started doing that. Especially for my father-in-law, he was having a typical problem when he used to go to sleep. He used to suddenly feel a severe chest pain, and he had to get up with a jerk. That was known as sleep apnea, where you have shortage of blood, oxygen going to the heart muscles. So that is why it happens. So I told him, see, this is all self healing. At the middle of the night, where will you go? Whom will you call? Who is going to help you? So get that confidence that you need to take care of yourself in such situation. And just do like this. He said, is it okay enough? I said, yes, just do like this. I tell you, for last 2 years, whenever he has felt this, not even half a minute has passed. It's normal. Just half a minute. So he's so confident, and he and my mother-in-law also, they have hardly seen any doctor for last 2 years. Even for diabetes, no, they know, they sense that my sugar level is gone up or down and things like that. So she is managing. She is taking a little bit of insulin, but not so much, just small dose of it. And both of them are fit and fine. Walking, they are having problem. So I tell them how to do the paida on the knees and things like that. So they do. My father-in-law, he will do from head to toe. He'll sit and keep on doing paida everywhere, like that. So they are very, very happy with this, and so far they don't have to go to doctor also for any consultation. This otherwise earlier he had to be taken to hospital if at all that chest pain was there, and then he's admitted and just on saline for a day, relaxed and sent back home. Nothing else they could do. The most astonishing aspect of this technique is something really worth hearing. My father-in-law, for nearly 40 years, he used to have a blockage of his nose due to sinus. So he was prescribed drops known as Otrivin. That opens the nasal passage and the breathing becomes, stronger, better. But the side effect of that Otrivin nasal drops was he had lost the olfactory nerve sensation, so he could not smell anything. For nearly last 40 years, he could not smell anything. And even now, at this age, even the Otrivin was not working on him. So he asked me, Arey Parag, what do I do? This is same problem. I said, first of all, don't use the Otrivin. And what you are doing here, there's Lajin, Just do that, no, and do with little bit more strain so that you get that pain and stretch properly. And you are already doing paida on the head and face and all that, so that is enough. One day he told me, Parag, I don't know how to tell you. My nose is cleared. I feel like taking so much air inside me that I want to start off my pranayam, practice and all that. I said, see, it is so magical. It has happened easily. I told him, see, how I cured my eyes. This has cured your nasal listening, breathing problem also. All these things culminated into people knowing about me doing this. And mouth to mouth, people started knowing that Parag is doing something and maybe we can get benefit of that. So I received that most difficult case, that was arthritis in the beginning, where the knee replacement was the recommendation given by the hospital, orthopedic hospital. That lady walked to my place touching the walls like this with the ankle swollen like this. Just 15-20 minutes, Lajin, little bit I explained about the paida on the knees and all that. Then she could come only the next weekend. The next weekend she came, there was no swelling on the ankles,
All gone.
all gone. And she told me that I am alone at home, elderly lady, but my son is epileptic, so he cannot work in the office, so he is working from home. So in his presence, I cannot do my any exercises. There is his older son is about 58, 40, 45-year old. So there is some hesitation is there in ladies to do any such exercises in the front of male member in the family or even from the relation. So she said, now what do I do? I said, you do it when he's gone to sleep, night time. I'm adjusting her schedule. So she started doing this Lajin. She also doesn't have a bench, so she L and Y posture she's doing at night time when her son is gone to sleep. He is actually working from home because he cannot take any office job, so he's working from home. So after he goes to sleep, she does that. With that little bit of practice, she continued for 4 weeks with me, and then
How long? Every day.
every time she used to come about 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
We used to do all that training, practice, and any explanation, any understanding, and things like that. So every weekend was about 3-4 hours every sitting. After the 4 sessions, I told her that there's no need. You have any questions, any problems, you just give me a call. I'll explain you everything. There's nothing more to learn for you, but keep practicing. So one day, her relative, who is staying in our housing complex, told me, Parag, I met your patient that day in another place where her brother expired. Her one brother, he was also staying alone, he expired. So she had to go for his funeral, that lady. She walked up and down 4 floors without elevator. Every this thing relative of hers was astonished. What happened? Hare, you could not walk and you are now going up and down 4 floors without elevator.
So
and all.
what was she like before?
She was recommended knee replacement.
So she used
Orthopedic. Yeah, no, she didn't want to use walker or stick, because she's sort of a she used to feel hesitant to use such thing. People will think she's gone very old and things like that. So she was not using that, but she could not walk. It was like balancing somehow and walking. So with that 4 floors going up and down, everybody was shocked. Then some more people they started sending to me like that. It went on. The most difficult case which I solved, not even that cancer case, but that was a complex neurology problem. which I did not know that actually it was a neurology problem initially, but later on it revealed, because while I'm discussing with the patient, first I see what is their medical history and all that and why they have come to me. That lady, about 35, 36 year old, she came to me. She told me that I have got uncontrolled bowel movement. I said, what do you mean by uncontrolled? She said, I cannot control when I have to go to the toilet. It just happens and I have no, way to stop it. So I said, then what have you done? She said, for last 12 years, after her childbirth, first childbirth, a boy, 12 years old. From that day on, for 12 years she is suffering from that. Something had gone wrong. Maybe her intestines were stressed or something like that. She said that I have done all endoscopy, all kinds of tests, MRI, X-rays, you name it, the brain scan, everything has been done. But doctor have not found any problem. What is the problem? So the week before she came, she went to a neurologist, and to her surprise, the neurologist told her, Madam, from tomorrow, please don't step into my clinic. You have to live with your problem. She was so frustrated and desperate. She did not know what to do. At least he was giving her some counseling, and that also he said, I cannot tell you what is the problem with you. You have to live with your problem. So she came to me, and such a difficult case. She told me, this is what my problem is. I say, okay. So let us start. Let us do some lodging on this bench. And that is my homemade bench. So doing the lodging there. And then I showed her some why this thing also. So her inner side and the stomach meridians. So the first thing that happened with her, when she put on the lodging bench from the reclining posture, I asked her, do you have a throbbing sensation in your toe, with the foot which is upward? She said, yes. How do you know? And also here, do you feel something is paining here, or feel that some strain is there? She said, yes. How do you know? I said, did any of your doctor check your spleen? She said, no. What's wrong with the spleen? I said, your spleen is controlling your digestion and all your bowel movement. This is gone wrong. Now we do this, we irrigate energy into that spleen meridian, and you see the result. 1 week later, her problem was solved. After 12 years, after learning from her, she also doesn't have a bench at home. So she is using 3 chairs without the arms and doing it against the wall with minimum what she could do. With that, just 1 week later, she came back again. I don't have a problem. So, but I have another problem. I said, now what is your problem? She said, last 2-3 months, I have not had menstrual period. Oh, I see. Come on, let's start with lodging again. And here, I told her, now you give more importance to your L and Y postures, because that will give the meridian which is passing to your organ, that will give a better stretch, and the energy will flow into that, and see how it affects. Because she was little afraid about doing the paida. So I said, don't you just do it at the normal 4 positions, but do more on the L and Y posture. 1 week later she came, Parag sir, my problem is solved. After so many months, suddenly she had a normal period. So she was quite happy. I said, now good. Now what? Now I cannot concentrate on my work. Something is gone wrong with me. That was the time when I asked her, what is your profession? She says, I am environmental engineer, masters in environment engineering. I said, oh, that is good. So, are you ever exposed to any air pollution? My common sense question I asked her. She says 3 years I was on a pesticide and insecticides testing unit. I said, now I know your problem. Have you heard the word free radical? She said, no. I said, free radicals come into our system from air, water, any medicine or anything like that. And sometimes they are like heavy metals, they come into our system, and once they enter our system, they get into the bloodstream, and that bloodstream is continuously flowing from head to toe. Every time there is a cycle, closed circuit circulation of blood is there. But these free radicals have 6 points. So that means each free radical attaches to 6 good cells in our body, and if one free radical attaches to your 6 neurons in your brain, your control of your body goes. Then the problem what you had from beginning was due to that free radicals which has gone into your head, and that is disturbing all the control of your body. This was my explanation. So what do I do? Nothing. Just do stretching and do more paida on the head.
So that's the first time she began to do the
Yeah,
paida?
that is the first time. She said, no, I do not know how to. I said, okay, I'm doing it for you. You do it like this. And she went to sleep. So I said, don't sleep. You have to learn. You do it. And then once I went to her home also, then showed it to her and her family members, what is to be done on her head and all that. That problem was solved. Then one day she said, I have another problem. I said, no, what? It's really, my wife told me, Parag, you got so much patience with her. I said, yeah, I have to, because I must get some success from her complex problems, So I said, I have to maintain that patience, and I have to listen to her what is her problem and see if I can give her some solution. Because if I just generalize, maybe she's not mentally, because she's an analytical person, being an engineer. Why this, why not that, why only do, why everything has to be done, why can't I do only this much? I said, see, I have to solve her problem. So I asked her, what is your problem? She said, when I'm working in kitchen also, I feel dizzy, and I sort of a faint I get. So I said, have you strained your neck anytime? She said, yeah. Once when we were whole family members traveling in a auto rickshaw can take only 3 passengers, back seat, 3-wheeler auto rickshaw. And they were 4 members. So she sat on her husband's lap with her neck like this throughout the journey, and the auto rickshaw is jumping wherever there's a speed breaker or any ditch. And then now you know what is your problem. First of all, your neck muscles are weak because you are continuously working on computer and all that.
Yeah.
So that is one thing, and that's why you have some nerves which are, or this thing, spine is compressed, so some nerve is affected. So you have a spondylosis problem, cervical spondylosis. So what do? Come on, do the stretching, Rajin. But I said, this time you do the outstretching also, because just by this, maybe first of all it will happen, but we need to open up the spine and release the compression on the nerve, so that then the second stage required is to strengthen your muscles and the tendons along the spine, so that the gap between the spine will be maintained. So it is not just stretching, but it also giving the proper nutrition to your muscles and maintain the muscles in the posture. So that is how it is done. That problem was also solved. Like that,
That's for how long?
in just about 1.5 months. All one by one, 1 week,
So every
10
day
days.
just this kind of position.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes. And then her mother-in-law used to insist, you just call Parag, find out why this is happening to you. So like that, from home, they all family members made her do the lajin, made her do the paida, which I taught them, and this is how she could recover. Otherwise, if rest of the members don't know what this is, what she is doing, and all that, then say, hey, what are you doing, and all that. So that criticism is there. But here, all her family members knew that from what condition for 12 years she was suffering, she is recovering in such a short duration. So everybody was insisting that she must practice what I have taught her. This is how it worked. Then another very difficult case came. That lady, about same age, 35, 36-year-old, she came to me. She told me she has got retinitis pigmentosa. It means that the vision becomes a tunnel vision. It narrows, cannot have a wide vision at all.
Only
Only like this, and that too diminishing vision. So her situation was that she also an engineer. While working on the computer on any project, she would go absolutely close to the screen. Such was the condition, and her colleagues knew that she is having a problem. So if she is walking in a corridor, everybody goes out. She's like a blind man, bangs onto anybody. So she came with her brother. He was holding her hand. She could not see properly, more or less blind only. So with her, because I solved my eye problem, I knew how to go about that. And that energy irrigation was a factor which I knew, and along with that, I always say there are two factors are more important. One is the intensity, and the second one is duration. The more the intensity, with lesser duration you get the result. The lesser the intensity, you need longer duration to work practice. But with both you get the results. But as far as the eye is concerned, you should not go beyond your something very hard for doing the paida on the eyes, because one never knows if it is properly supervised and done, then they will not hurt their eyes. But these people are learning, going home and practicing, and overdoing. I need to caution them that just do lightly, slowly, and but do it longer. And also I told her that in the early morning after the sunrise, she should try to gaze at the sun, so that the ultraviolet rays also will penetrate. That will also warm up your eye, things like that. Then the outstretching, which I told you, is that posture in which the head is hanging out. That marvelous results. She had been to every possible type of therapy, and she was suffering for 17 years. From the age of nearly 17, when she was studying her SSC examination, she suddenly started seeing something is wrong with her eyes, and she was suffering for 17 years. Previously, before coming to me, she had gone to Kerala. In Kerala, there is one institution who are doing this Ayurvedic Kerala Ayurved treatment for retinitis pigmentosa. She did her 10-week course or something like that there, and came here, no result. With this, she started seeing things, so clearly.
For how long?
With me, she did it for about 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then she was practicing on her own. I made a bench for her myself. I said, now you have to have a bench at home.
But every day, how long did she practice?
No, now she must be practicing for about 6 to 7 months.
But every day for how long time?
Only morning time, about 20 to 30 minutes.
For stretching?
Yeah,
outstretching?
Yeah, outstretching. Not outstretching is not entirely for 20-30 minutes. That is about 7 to 10 minutes outstretching, because they cannot put their head for such a long time. But the reclining posture, every leg about 15 minutes she is to do. That is one thing. And the paida she is to do about 10 minutes on the head and the eyes. So that is how it worked. And of course, this is for everybody. Another case that came to me was hypertension. That lady was a retired nurse from a hospital in Mumbai, and she was diagnosed with the hypertension, and the doctors told her that she has to take the injection uh, in the spine, you know. So her daughters told her that don't go for that injection because they were afraid that something would go wrong, and she also being a nurse, she knew that this is not a good injection to take. So she came to me. She did about 9 sittings with me, but in that 9 sittings totally recovered, 1.5 months.
9 sitting.
9, she could come only once a week. Like that 9 weeks she came to me.
Ah.
She could hardly stand for 5 minutes also. She used to get that burning sensation in her feet.
Only do the lodging.
Yeah, only do the lajin and also the paida. So when we did the paida on her, she got frightened. She got so much sha over here. So I said, don't have to get frightened. What happened? She did paida. She got the sha on her elbows, and then I told her, now we do the lajin. She did the lajin, and her sha gone, disappeared.
How
Instantly, just in 5-10 minutes. Just she said, nothing is here. I said, see, it is gone already. It is so quick, and in 9 weeks period, you are totally recovered. Absolutely. So like that, the cases kept on coming. But these are all individual cases because I am doing it at home. So I need to see to my family activities and things like that, and within that periphery I do. I could not expand this activity more because of certain legal aspects with my own office, which I am not getting the position in my hand.
Now, how long did it take you to recover from the eye vision problem?
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, I was doing lajin and all that, but the
But you didn't do any paida at the beginning. Only the lodging.
I was not doing paida in the beginning.
Mhm.
Because my approach was that every posture that I am doing, I wanted to understand the result of that posture, what exactly happening, before I combine the two activities together and not know whether this activity has made what difference and the other activity has made what difference. That comparison of understanding what really the healing effect is there in every posture, that I wanted to learn. That was the whole idea, in not jumping from one posture or one activity to another activity
So
before
for
combining.
the first 1 or 2 months, you only did lodging.
Not 1 or 2 months, nearly 4 months I was doing only lajin.
Oh.
And that too only the reclining posture and the Y and L posture. That's all. This thing, the frame, I just while passing by the road.
Why is like this? But what is L position?
L position?
Uh-huh.
Oh, L position. Actually, I call 3 postures are there. I, L, and Y. You know that I, L, Y?
Mm-hmm.
I love you. So, while lying down on the floor,
that's easy. That's why.
So your both the legs are together like this, and you are
That is
lying.
I.
That
Okay.
is I posture.
Okay.
So just be comfortable in that posture for about 2 minutes or so. Then you bring your one leg sideways, open out. This leg like this.
This is L.
Yeah, this is L posture.
Okay.
And you take it as much as down as possible, floor level. But if you feel that the strain is not on the legs, sufficient tension is not there, there is no pull, then I would move this upper leg to the left slightly, so that angle is not exactly 90 degrees but more than 90 degrees. This one is already nearly resting the floor, and this one is slowly 1 to 2 degrees going this side. Then come back to I posture again, stay for a couple of minutes, then the other leg on the other side. So that way, this is the L posture. and then bringing both the legs like this gradually. So that is the Y posture.
I love you.
I
Wow.
love you. So
So the first few months, all the
yeah,
just
yeah.
stretching.
Yes, yes. And I was studying the effect of each one. When I was doing the reclining posture, standard posture, I could feel the strain only in the upper and side of the one leg, which is which is down below, and the back side of the other leg, which is upward. So in that posture, I used to again experiment whether I should put it like this or I should put it like that. So when I did like that, I found that even the upper side is also getting a strain. Whereas if I do it like this, I found that the back side of the leg is getting strain. So I said, if this is already getting the upper side strain, this should get the back side strain. So I maintain it like that and like this. Then I said that this is, let me try what difference does it make in L and Y posture. In L and Y posture, I realized the inner side of the leg and the outer side of the leg is having more strain as compared to the standard reclining posture. Standard reclining posture gives more strain on the upper and back side of the front and back side of the legs, depending which position, which leg is up and which leg is down. Whereas the L and Y posture, we are giving more strain on the inner side and the outer side. So my father-in-law told me that he has to get up at night time more for urination and things like that. It's simple. I told him just do Y posture, or if you cannot do Y posture, do L posture, and his problem was solved.
That's prostate problem.
Prostate problem. Just by stretching, by doing the lajin in either L or Y posture, his problem was solved, because I knew it gives the strain on the inner side, and that goes directly to this thing. So even that menstruation period problem also was solved just by L and Y posture, more than reclining posture. This is how each posture I was comparing. Then I realized that let me check what exactly happens with the door frame posture.
What frame?
On the door frame, you
A
put
door
the
frame, yeah, the standing.
Yeah, standing posture in the
Yeah.
door frame. So I had to get that posture in such a way that the entire body feels the strain, and going into that, so you have to putting one leg forward, one leg back,
Yeah.
without lifting that heel from the back leg or in the front leg. You have to take your weight so much forward that you feel the entire strain from your head to the back of your leg completely, and the upper side of this leg, which is folded in the front. Oh, that is really good. But I realize that my patients, they are not strong enough. So I said, don't put your hand directly. If a hand slips, maybe a person will fall. So I am suggesting them that they should put hands like this on the frame. So the entire arm, this portion of the arm is against the frame, and they are putting more weight forward, so that the posture is more balanced and there is no risk of slipping from the frame. If the hand slips, maybe they'll fall. That's didn't want to happen. So with that, they are also getting good results, wonderful results. And staying in that posture, that is what I emphasize, that the intensity and the duration, you feel certain intensity in your strain when you are pulling your body. Try to hold in that posture, in that much, whatever strain you are feeling, to as many minutes as possible. And while that is happening, just observe what what are you experiencing inside you. Where you are feeling the pain, whether you are feeling kind of a energy flow, or some kind of a fluid flow, or any numbness and things like that. So that internal observation at the site of the pain is what is literally changing the entire aspect of this practice. Because if a person is doing this lajin without concentrating on what is happening inside that himself, then he is not getting the result. That interiorization of your attention is very important. That interiorization, when you do, then you are getting the experience of the healing process that is happening inside you. That gives us tremendous confidence. And when that confidence comes, then one can go to a higher level in taking more and more strain, adding more weights to the legs and things like that, strapping oneself, and in that posture pulling oneself more. All those things are easily happening once he experiences this is what is happening. Otherwise, what happens that as the aging takes place, many of these people, mostly they come in a chronic or acute condition only. Many of these patients, they are having, say, muscle atrophy or weakness in the muscles and things like that. So the fear of getting cramps or fear of getting any muscle or a tendon tear or things like that, that would put them in more risk and running to a hospital for, then not only that, they will lose the confidence in doing this practice. So I have to emphasize that this is safe, but safety is within your limit of doing it. Not that what the level I can do, I do not expect you to do the same level of stretching. But while you are doing it, you should feel that how much strain you can hold on to for how long. And when you have understood that, okay, I can hold it for 5 minutes, then slowly increase the duration, increase the intensity, and then you get the results which are expected. The idea behind telling this to the people is that I do not want something that may go wrong in my absence. If I am supervising personally, then I know I can correct it. But if they are doing something in my absence and wrongly doing, or doing out of enthusiasm more than what their body can stand for, then the risk is much more. So to avoid that risk, to maintain that it is truly safe, but that safety factor is within individual capacity of taking the strain. Not like you cannot say generalize, no, you can go right 180-degree split, right, in the Y posture. 180-degree split is the maximum that you can go. But if I suggest that to anybody, they'll say that we have already got the tone muscles and things like that. That should not happen. So this is why even the patient who had come to me with 200 kilos weight, the lady, her problem was absolutely critical. Her top of the hands had such a thick padding like this, fat. Even the legs, thick padding like this. She cannot wear normal chappals. Her hands are padded, and she cannot walk even 100 feet. The palpitation, the exhaustion is so much that she has to sit down and take a breath and feel comfortable, then only she'll get up and walk little further. This was her situation. For her, the standard Lajin bench was impossible because she cannot raise her legs. Then I told her that best way is that you put a mat. That mat is say 7 feet long, out of which, and then raise the legs on the wall. She could raise her legs say hardly about 2 feet. She herself, the bodily, she is about 2 feet diameter, and she is raising the leg only so much. She could not even widen it out. She could widen it about only 1 foot or so. That's all she could go. I had difficulty, now what to do. So I told her that we start with Paida. Do Paida here, Paida here, Paida here. Huh? Then the idea struck me that let me try how to bring her uh, breathing problem sorted out. So I showed her how to do the paida on the back against the wall, taking a deep breath and then just banging onto the back on the this thing. With that, just 1 week passed, and she came again. These are all people who come only once a week, otherwise they cannot leave their house so easily. So she came 1 week later. She says, I have taken a complete round today without stopping. I said, is it? Yeah, I walked about half a kilometer without stopping in just 1 week period. Just because her lungs opened out, her
So she couldn't do that before.
yeah, 100 feet she could not walk.
Mm.
She had to sit down because of breathlessness and then palpitation and all that. With this, just banging the back and opened up her chest, her lungs, and she could walk so much. And whatever little bit that stretching she was doing, with that much only, I said, and that standard bench was very short for her. Even for her to sit on any sofa or any chair, my eyes to get, difficulty whether I should allow her to sit or not, otherwise the whole thing will collapse. Load test of my furniture. So I used to get scared. But somehow she managed and she improved because I told her clearly, see, in your case, first of all, what you need to do is to take the body measurements, all your body, hands, arms, then upper arms, then chest, or waist, everywhere you take measurements. I said the weight loss has its own pattern. You cannot expect a spot reduction of your body. You have to go by a certain pattern, and that pattern is whatever is your fresh fat is generated in your body, that will be lost first. Then there is a kind of a fat known as white fat that is also much softer and much quicker to shed. That will go first. And then the yellow fat, which is the most stubborn fat which has accumulated over a long period of time, that starts shedding at that time. And that requires a little more, not just these postures, but little more of dynamic activities also, like jogging or running, and some activity which will burn your calories much faster. By just doing this little while, it will not help. So you have to do that, or even paida. Paida will burn your calories at spot locations and things like that. So she started showing the results because, first of all, her hands, she could not feel any bones there. The bones started showing, of her fingers.
So fat.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
fat.
much fat. Oh, you can't imagine that. Unfortunately, I don't have her photograph in my mobile. It's in my computer. So, so much fat. I have never seen a person so fat so closely, And Indian ladies, they wear saris, so cannot put them on the lajin bench. I had to tell her to prepare some salwar kameez, that Punjabi dress with the pants and top and all that. So that is how she is to manage and come over at my place to do something. But I could never put her on my lajin bench because the length was short for her. With her leg stretch and the hand stretch, she is already occupying nearly 7 feet length, and that bench cannot take her that much length. She would have broken my bench also if she had to put weight on that vertical board.
So for her, it's mainly for
Yeah,
hitting the wall.
yeah, and that hitting the wall with the back gave a lot of results very quickly. When her lungs opened out, she could get that stamina to walk around and things like that. But she was asking me for that PIDA tool. I said, we don't get this in India and all that. We have to import from abroad. So her son is working in some foreign company. She was trying to get it, but they also could not understand what is that PIDA tool and all that. I said, if I get something, I'll bring it for. So many of them are having the problem because they don't have that patting tool. So they do something, some contraption, like as I told you, my father-in-law was using the slippers, the acupressures. It had those, nylon beads were there, top, like that, projections are there. With that, he used to do. But then last time you gave one PIDA tool, so I gave it to him. So he is using that. So he is very happy with that. He is little bit like that. He whatever he wants a systematic thing. If some shortcut is taken, his mind is not really accepting that. He wants a proper what is to be used must be used, not something alternative for that. That is what he was very happy with that patting tool.
Could you tell us something about the bone cancer
Oh,
case?
bone cancer case, that girl, 19-year-old, she came to me. Her problem was she could not walk properly. She could not sit, and she has severe pain in her leg to an extent that her sciatica nerve from the lower back had come into her upper side of the foot, protruding like a rope over the skin, so prominently came out, coming out of the skin also, so much that, and that strain on her leg and the back was so much that she was not comfortable walking, sitting, or nothing like that. And she told me that she was operated. Actually, what happened? She was writing her examination, school final examination, SSC. That is the time her mother expired suddenly at that time, and she went into a kind of depression. And then later on, about 6 months or 8 months later, she was diagnosed with a spinal cord tumor, and then she was operated. First operation was done. It was scooped out. The spinal bone was scooped out in the operation, just to release the nerves and things like that. Then again, second operation was done. Again, more scooping was done, and then because the spine had become so weak after scooping out that bone and the tumor, that she was fitted with two metal plates with nut bolts at that L5 position. So because of that also she could not bend, that because of that plate was there. Another thing was she was given that chemotherapy also. So that this type of treatment was happening for about a period of 1 year, and there was no relief, and she didn't know what to do. Then her family member decided that let us try with this PIDA and Lajin. So she came. And the first time she came, I myself was very scared, like, such a young girl with such a critical condition. But I said, now, if this energy irrigation is the one solution, then I just have to concentrate on that and see what results we get. So I said, let us try her on the Lajin bench. Oh, putting her on the Lajin bench was such a exercise that luckily that Lajin bench was long enough so she could lie. She could raise her leg only 10 to 15 degrees, that's all. And the other leg horizontal, cannot go beyond the bench, cannot fold it also. Entirely horizontal, the one leg, and the other leg nearly 10-15 degrees up. And the hands taking above the head was so difficult because so much pain, and I was worried. And then I'm working on somebody's spine which is already under operation, and with so much treatment, a tumor. what will happen? I said, I just pacified her, crying, she was crying with so much, no, I can't do, I can't do. I said, please, don't worry, I'm here. You don't worry, whatever angle you are doing, good enough for you, don't worry at all. Just 10, 15, like that degrees, doing this for about 10 minutes or so. I said, don't worry. Then we did some paida on this and all that. I said, okay, now just go home and do it like this, whatever way you want to do. Just do it against the wall. Things like that. Okay, then again she came next time. Again we did. This time was little more angle. I said, good. Now, she said, now I am walking little better. I said, that is a good sign. So, but she says that I am having a problem. That when I go to sleep at night time, I suddenly wake up because of severe pain in my leg. And then I don't get sleep, then I have to take painkiller to go to sleep. I said, see, you do one thing. We adjust your schedule for doing the lajin. Before going to sleep, you do the lajin and then go to sleep. But by that time, her father had fitted one vertical board on her bed, wooden bed on the side, so she could do the lajin on her bed. So she said, okay. From that day on, she didn't have to get up at night time because her schedule was changed. She did the lajin before going to sleep, so there was no pain throughout the night and she was comfortable. So I had to reschedule her timing accordingly. Then in that period, I also noticed that the nerve, the sciatica nerve was so much protruding on the skin. I just did paida on her foot, upper part of the foot, like that. Tak, 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 tak,
Foot.
tak. Because the the nerve was here, and it was very prominently had come up
You can see.
outside. So I did paida here. In just 5 minutes, it went inside.
You see, it's prominent.
Yeah,
What did you see? What did you see?
that nerve,
You can see
yeah,
the nerve.
it was like this. It had come up so prominently. It was unusual.
Like
I-
electrical
yeah,
line.
yeah, it was like this, right up to her waist. So I just did paida here. It went inside just 5 minutes. You see, I showed her. See how easy it is
You're like,
doing
you're
paida.
like a magician. Huh?
I said, so this is how you have to do. Just don't get worried. Consoling her every time she met, and also ensure that her family members also don't get into distress, because this is something new for them also. And she had lost mother, so that motherly love also is not at home. So only, and father working, so nobody to look after them in the absence. So I had to be very careful, because she is doing on her own and she should not go into such a healing crisis that she cannot handle. So the gradual application of this pydalagin was important in her case, and this is how it started working. And then I used to, every time she used to meet me, come there, I used to make her sit against the wall because she had no control, sitting. So okay, just against the wall, slowly sit, slowly rise, slowly sit, slowly rise. Like that movement of her legs and walking, sitting, like that started on.
It's
And-
like squatting down.
Yeah, squatting down, but not unbalanced. She was very unbalanced. So I had to ensure that she is resting her hands against the wall, then sitting down, squatting down, then rising again, like that, So her body is at least getting some support of the wall. So she was doing like this, like this. That improved her movement of the muscles also, and she could get little confidence. I said, no, you are becoming more expert now. So you have learned the lajin, and I used to do that outstretching for her, so that her spine would get more stretch without affecting her surgery area. that was very important. I didn't want her to get any extension and at that joint where the nuts bolts are fitted. So just little bit what she could do. Her sister used to come to assist her, just little bit. So that is how gradually she improved. About 2 months later or so, I said, now you can continue doing at home. She is now immediately I'm not going for my test and all that, but when I get my test, I will let you know. About 4 months later, she went for her test. All the X-rays, MRI, and all those things carried out. That is the time the tumor size comparison could be revealed. Earlier it was 7.5 centimeter and some other dimensions are there. But that particular 7.5 centimeter dimension of the tumor was reduced to nearly 4.5 centimeter. And that was a big achievement because that gave her the confidence also. And soon later, she decided, now I am feeling much better, I am much more mobile. So 2 years she had taken drop from the going to college after her exam. She passed the exam, but she could not go to the college because of her illness. So she took the admission in the college and she is regularly going to college also.
That's a great achievement.
Yeah. And it means her depression is also gone and she is now concentrating on her studies. That is a great change has taken place in her personality. That is a great achievement. I was really very happy about that. Then I don't know now further how she is looking after the cancer condition, but she is more into now studies and doing a good thing for herself, for a career.
Your healing story is like an adventure. Exploring further.
Yeah, I had to, because see, even here you have not noticed. Maybe you noticed, you did not give much importance. These people were not much into doing paida. You have noticed that. I know, because even while dealing with all these people, I am aware that what is it that is giving them, not putting them to go into paida. I have understood their psychology on that also. So, but I realize one thing, that when a lajin posture is done, when you are activating all your 12 meridians and including say rain and dew, say 14 meridians are activated, there is a acceleration of the blood flow in the entire body. So whenever I have a hypertensive person or any person having a heart problem, for instance pacemaker is fitted or any bypass surgery is done and all that, I ensure that they don't do the lajin posture for a longer duration. I just stop them with a short duration, because that entire acceleration of the blood flow, we don't know internally what may go wrong inside. If it is hypertension, maybe they'll feel drowsy and maybe some fine blood vessels may erupt and things like that. So I just put them, because if any blood pressure is checked soon after the lajin, it is always high. But I realize the effect that is required, that can be achieved by just doing paida. So the local portion only gets accelerated energy flow, accelerated blood flow. It is not affecting the entire blood pressure. It is only affecting here. And that is where the sha is pulled out of the stream, from the blood system. And then it can be removed from the system. It goes out from the lymphatic system. That is the immune system. So this is what I learned, and whenever I have such patients we are connected with the heart problem or any blood circulatory problem, I ensure that I don't put unless and until they learn that they can withstand that much of time without any side effect. Because what I look at it is, I know that they would go into, say, some healing crisis, but I do not wish them to go into healing crisis which they cannot handle in my absence. If that happens, then they will lose the faith in doing this. That is very important for me as well as for them. So I put them in a regime which allows them to get that effect of the healing crisis which they can easily handle, not go into such a situation that they collapse and then nobody is there to look after them, and people, you went to Parag and see what happened. That adverse remark would just put them in disbelieving the effect of Paida and Lajin. So I had to make them understand that what is a healing crisis, what is a complex disease, all those things, how it gets relieved, how it gets revealed. So one person, gentleman, he had one knee operation done, and the other knee he didn't want to get it operated. That knee operation was for uh, the cartilage inside which was torn, so that was being replaced with a synthetic material they injected in that. He says that even the other knee also, but what shall I do? The doctor is telling me to take the baby steps, one step like this, then like this, if at all, yes. I said nothing of that sort. Let us start with Lajin, let us start with Paida, and see the next day you will be walking, or even you immediately you will be walking freely. So he did. He felt very light, and he started. He said, "Now don't, no more baby steps. You just walk up and down the stairs as you do normally with full confidence." And he was doing very well. Then one day he said me, "I think by doing this, I am having problem. I have to go for urination more often at night time, which was not happening to me before." I said, that has got nothing to do. It was inside you. It has got revealed now. What we call it as a complex disease or as a healing crisis, this has happened. So you please get your sugar level checked. I told him that you are feeling thirsty, you are going too often for urination, so maybe you are having diabetes which you did not know earlier. That man stopped coming to me. He said, "No, this has happened because of doing Paidalagin." I said, "Sorry, it's not because of that. You have it in you. That's why it has happened." He said, "No, no, no, no. I don't agree with you. It's something that is gone wrong." I have faced that also, such situation also I have faced.
What about the pain problems, pain cases?
Pain, pain cases, I told you, like the arthritis, the lady who came to me, she was having the back pain problem, severe back pain, and she was also having severe swelling on her ankles, but the knee replacement was also recommended by the hospital. So all that was gone. There was no such problem as
You
pain.
mentioned about the food problem, food pain.
Oh, the food problem, one lady, also our relative, she used to go for morning walks. About hour and a half, 2 hours, she used to take morning walk. And but suddenly something went wrong and she could not go for a walk for nearly 2 years. So she came to me and she said that I am having a problem. I get pain in the heel. So I said, pain in the heel means what we normally call as a spur. We call it spur. That means it is understood that the bone here has got some kind of a growth has come out, which is like a pointed pin. And whenever we are standing on the heel, leg, foot, it gives a pressure on that point and it gives severe pain. But truly speaking, from meridian point of view, it is only connected to a sciatica point, which I knew. So I said, come on, let's do the Lajin. So I made her do the Lajin, just 2 minutes. She could not do more than that. 2 minutes on one leg, 2 minutes on the other leg. I said, no, okay, now get down and walk and tell me. She said, no, Parag, there is no pain.
It's gone
I s-
immediately, only once.
Immediately, just in 4 minutes or 5 minutes, each leg 2 minutes he did, gone completely, no more pain. He was thrilled. It is so simple.
Oh, Mr. Parag, thank you so much for telling the wonderful stories on your Paida lodging adventures.
I thank you for introducing this to the world. This is the massive work that you are doing for the benefit of the world. I must appreciate and I really thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You are the pioneer of doing this Paida lodging self-healing in India. I'm sure there will be great future for this self-healing.
Thank you. I need your blessings and I always seek your blessings.
I think we're all blessed by God.
Yeah, I agree with that.